What's up, you guys? It's Loser Person 2006, and this time we're going to be doing episode 6 of season 2 of Oreimo. And this episode is called "My Little Sister Can't Be Bringing Her Boyfriend Home." Now, before I start into this review, I would like to let everybody know this video. This video and the things I say. And for which in the content of this video will be, for reviewing purposes, as well as I will be spoiling stuff. So if you guys have not seen this episode, I suggest you guys either stop the video or exit out of it, and then go watch the episode, come back, and then see what I have to say about this episode, as well as let me know what you guys think along the lines of what went through your minds in this episode, or if you thought the same way as I did in this episode. So, on to the review. So, last episode we left off was, it was the comic book fest, that comic kit thing. We left off where a young man calls out to Kirino, and it basically stops there because everybody looked at this kid, and she basically walked up, and everybody's mindset was like, okay, well, this kid must be her boyfriend that she was talking about, even though the only ones who thought of that was Kyosuke, because she was the one who basically said in the last episode, oh, I'll just ask my real boyfriend to do it next time. So alright, so in this episode, I felt it was all over the place. It was very dramatic. It was so much was just thrown into it. It was a lot of drama, which, of course, doesn't really surprise me the way Oreimo mostly is because of Kirino. She's they're all high schoolers, of course, so there's gonna be drama, and of course the whole love thing. Love is always a big battlefield. It's filled with drama. It's filled with complications. Lord knows where. All right. Well, so this episode continues with the gang, like I said in Comic It, where a young man named Mikagami Kokai approaches Kirino. He basically calls out to her while they were in Comic, and he was like, oh, hey, I didn't know you were here. And Kirino was like, oh, I didn't know you're in Otaku too? They were surprised. It was crazy. Sorry guys, I just ate. But everybody's they asked who are you? And he was gonna say, well, Kirino and I, how do you put it, ours. But she stopped him before he could say that they were dating. So everybody's got the mindset of they were or they are, but they're not sure. Kind of but it turns out that he works for the same agency that is pursuing Kirino. This, of course, kind of sets off a red flag in Kyosuke's mind, because he's like, if this dude is still if this agency is still after my sister, then I just gotta be on my toes. I gotta make sure that I don't, But he doesn't put two and two together, because I don't know. He just doesn't put two and two together. He thinks that they're still after this chick, even though in his mindset he's like, well, they must be dating, even though he's only after her services. Probably, I don't know. But so he introduces this kid as her. He doesn't really introduce her yet as her boyfriend. He introduces him more like an acquaintance, but I don't know. It's still I don't know how to put it. There's still that doubt, this kid could be her boyfriend, but I don't know. But after that whole thing, we find Kyosuke in Ayase's room in handcuffs. This, of course, leads to a misunderstanding, because the night before, Ayase asked Kyosuke to actually come into her room for some questioning. And Kyosuke, of course, he has a whole vision saying, we see it in the episode, he was like, oh, how can you mislead me with that cute voice you have? I thought you were going to confess your love for me. I thought this was the time for it. But she was getting freaked out and whatnot. But the whole investigation was how she came across the little sticker of when they were pretend dating of the photo shoot that they did together while they went on that fake date from last episode. Which, in my mind, is like, where does this chick get this picture from? Like, how do you get that? Like, did Kirino give it to you? Because I sure as hell don't think that is even possible. Or did you just, like, find it somewhere, like, within the house when you came? I don't know. They don't explain that. They don't explain that stuff. And I really wish they would. But, so Kyosuke goes into explaining how that went into about of that picture. He tells her about the whole fake thing, about the agency being after her, and Ayase is kind of troubled. She doesn't really believe it, but at the same time, she's like, it doesn't really surprise me that, you would help her out because, Kirino is very popular. She's every time that we're out, she's always being hit on by guys, by talent, by models, fashion designers, just people like that. And Kyosuke brings out brings out random questions like, hey, do you know if Kirino has a boyfriend? This, of course, Ayase freaks out and like, no, and she goes into explaining, as of my knowledge, I don't, my knowledge is I don't think she does have a boyfriend, but she's always hit on, like I said before, but, on to forward, we find Kyosuke walking home with Kuroneko, and he still seems troubled because of the kid, but Kuroneko tells him what's on his mind, which leads to Kuroneko telling him that she does have strong feelings for him, but Kyosuke kind of questions her about that kiss that he received before, and we were going to get an answer from her, but we of course see Kirino right outside the door, who was not too happy from the looks of it, from the way they were acting, so we didn't get to hear a clear answer for her. But this of course, we start this little next thing that we get into. We get a that celebration because of their success at Comic Kit, and the atmosphere there is just so awkward. And Saori even sensed it. She was like, did something happen? And Kyosuke's like, oh, something did happen, but I'm not gonna say what did. And the tension is just building up between, of course, Kirino and Kuroneko, because they're like in the scene, like they're not even looking at each other. They're like both like straight away. But before the party starts, Kirino announces that her and Makagami are dating. Everyone is in shock. They can't believe it. They're like, so it is true. Kuroneko walks out, leaves, and she's like, I can't deal with a child. I can't deal with someone who's being childish. She knew for a fact that, something was fishy, but, she's like, I can't be around her. So she leaves. Kyosuke's like, why did you do this? I can't believe you did something like this. And, I don't know, Kirino just turns into a total bitch and starts, continue on saying how much Makagami has to offer, unlike Kyosuke, how attractive he is, how, talented he is, and it just ruins the whole party, and she just basically walks out. And you can see like a saddened face on Kirino, but you can't really see her eyes. The next day, after a little failure of the party, Kirino decides to bring Makagami to the house to meet the parents. Kyosuke and his pops don't approve of this. His pops is not seen within the house. Kyosuke really shows his disapproval by, not really giving him the time of day. He doesn't, he's like, get the fuck out. Ugh, I'm trying not to use bad words. Get the F out my C, and just, this really like mad towards him. This of course leads to Kirino just slapping him, be like, I can't believe that you're acting like this, and Kyosuke just like, why'd you slap me? It gets very dramatic to the point where he just storms out the room, and he's just all pissed off, just hitting his door like, what the F, damn it, But then he kind of calms down and thinks back to what Saori said to him about having more, you cannot rely on your strength. You should really have more confidence in yourself because you are a really strong person. You're the one who basically has brought us all together. If it wasn't for you, this group would have been here. So he immediately goes to his dad's room and calms his dad down, who is drunk. He's been drinking, like that hardcore stuff. Like, you can see he is pretty plastered. But he makes things clear between Kirino and Makagami. Look, he tells his dad, like, we really don't have any say in the matter. This is Kirino, it's her life. If she's gonna date the guy, then it's whatever. I'm like, we can disapprove all we want, but in the end, it's her decision. And he, of course, is too drunk to he's arguing, but he's too drunk to actually even do anything. But Kyosuke later goes downstairs and goes apologize for his behavior to both Kirino and Makagami, more Makagami. But in the end, he declares, like, I still won't accept the fact that you're dating my sister, so I'm not going to give her up that easily, and, I cherish her the most, so, I'm going to be the one who decides who's really going to date her, and they have to cherish her more than I do. And this, of course, leads to Kirino confessing that, everything between her and Makagami was a lie, that she was just doing it out of her own, she was doing this because she was just jealous of, towards the way that he was flirting around with Manami and Kuroneko. And we all know that was kind of like, she doesn't like seeing her brother with acting flirty with these other girls, and who can blame him? I mean, well, I can't really relate in the matter because I don't really care. I mean, I'm not really involved that much in my sister's life. It's my sister does some things, and it's on her own, so. But, in their case, it's more, I gotta be the most important person in my brother's or sister's aspect of life. But, he calms her down and says, you don't really have to say why you did it. I understand. And the only thing I would like to question is, what is their mom like thinking between this whole thing? Because you see that her mom is right in the doorway of the living room, and she's just watching them, and we really don't hear a response from her. But before the episode ends, we see that Kuroneko has brought Kyosuke outside of the school where she last kissed him, and she basically has confessed her feelings for him and says, and right before it ends, she's like, "Will you please go out with me?" And I'm just like, oh my god, I can't believe she did it. And I'm rooting for Kuroneko, but I wish it was Saori more, because Saori's beautiful and she's great, and I wish it was her. But next episode, I can't believe we're actually going to see the pair of Kyosuke and Kuroneko, so hopefully we got a lot of really crazy, funny things happening and going on, as well as drama. So, tell me what you guys thought about this episode, as well as what you expect from the upcoming episodes. Hope you guys enjoyed this review. I hope you guys keep doing a thumbs up. I really enjoy everybody's feedback, as well as I've been getting a lot of views from these reviews that I've been doing, even though I talk a lot. But thank you guys for watching these videos. I'm still going to continue doing them. I'm going to try to do more, another series that I have planned on mine called My Teen Romantic. I'm going to start watching that and doing reviews for that. So stay tuned for episode 7, and I hope you guys enjoyed this review. Can't believe I still talk this much. My name is Luciferson 2006. I stream Oreimo on Crunchyroll as well as on Hulu Plus. Hope you guys do the same thing. Sign up for Crunchyroll if you haven't. Really good website to stream anime. So this is Lucifer saying deuces. I'm out. See ya.